Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to week 4 of the series Buying a Home in 90 Days or Less. You may be 90 days out from purchasing your first home, so you feel. You may be further than 90 days, but the most important thing is that you're here because you have a desire and aspiration to understanding the home buying process. And my goal is to provide you a roadmap and also a step-by-step guide of navigating not only the home buying process, but more specifically, the Atlanta market. I'm David A. Simpson from Live&Gather Homes, powered by Real Broker. I'm excited for you to be here, and let's get into week 4. If this is your first week, you got 3 other weeks before this to go check out. So check it out in my YouTube, on my YouTube channel under the live tab. I got plenty of different options. We talk about credit scores. We talk about down payments. There's so many different things to talk about as you think about the home buying process. And that's why 13 weeks. So let's get into it. My goal of this presentation is if you are an aspiring homeowner, you're in the right place because I'm here to give you the knowledge, the confidence, and the step-by-step roadmap that you need to go from renter to homeowner. Or maybe you've owned a home before and it's been a while. Maybe you're thinking about selling a home and really want to get reoriented with the whole process. You are in the right place. And if you have at least taken that step, you are already on the roadmap because a lot of times in real estate and people looking to buy real estate, we sit on the sidelines and look at it. We see it on YouTube, we see it on Instagram and TikTok, but we're really not taking the steps that we need. So there are 4 things I want you to take away with for week 4 and all the other weeks is 1, to start. And if you are here looking at this is going to be a micro series, and every series is about 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm giving you real education, real game, no filler. I'm not gatekeeping, so this is the great place for you to be. So the first step would be to start, what you're doing here. The next step is to learn. Take advantage of this 13-week series. Each week we get better, we learn more and feel more confident and knowledgeable about the real estate process. Then, as you take that information from learning, the next step will be to plan. And maybe you may need to improve your credit score. Maybe you might need to save up a little more coin for down payment. And don't let that be the point to stop you. So reach out to me because there are down payment assistance programs for you if you don't have a down payment for a specific home. And then lastly, we get into the buying process where we get excited and celebrate when I get you those keys. A little bit about me. As I said earlier, my name is David A. Simpson. I am a licensed realtor here in the Atlanta area. And honestly, I purchased a few homes. So the reason why I created this series is because I understand how stressful the home buying process can be. And I want to try to simplify that as much as I can because, to be quite honest, some things you just can't simplify. So, but I am here to guide you along the way. And hopefully in this series, you feel more confident. So when you have conversation with me, I'll be able to help you throughout this process. So I'm the founder of Live&Gather Homes. We are a small concierge real estate group, and we help buyers, sellers, investors, relocators across the metro Atlanta to and from not just find a house, but find the right home for the stage of life that you're in. And as those stages change, I'm here to help you throughout that process. And I'm glad you're here, and let's get into it. This week, we're talking about the 2 critical things. Before you buy any house, if you're not paying for it cash, you need to know about the mortgage process. And there is a huge difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification. And you should really know the difference because you don't want to lose out on your dream house because you had the wrong piece of paper. The reality is a pre-qualification is completely different from a pre-approval, and it is looked at from sellers, honestly, not as strong. The pre-qualification is looked at less than a pre-approval offer. So we'll talk about that and how critical it is, especially in a competitive market in some of the areas of Atlanta. It's super important to understand the difference. Here's a crucial difference. Pre-qualification, we're gonna go from least to greater. Pre-qualification is just an estimate based on self-reporting. And honestly, it's like a game of telephone. I'm gonna tell you something, they're gonna write down information, you tell them, they're gonna tell somebody else something. And then eventually, when we get to the end, we don't even know what was the first thing that was said to each other. That's the way the pre-qualification is when we think about what is the difference. There's no document verification. It carries really little weight with sellers in a competitive market. And let's get into the pre-approval. The pre-approval got a little more meat on his bones, a little protein in his drink. This is more of a verified, lender reviewed, seller ready pre-approval. What that means is that they looked at your W-2s, they done a soft or hard pull on your credit score, so they're gonna know where your interest rate is roughly going to be. And it also proves that based off of a little bit below the high level, but a little bit more deeper and more specific, that it proves that you can actually buy a house at a high level. It's super important when you're in a competitive market like Atlanta. So what I want you to know, the reason why I continue to talk about competitive markets. So in stable markets, it takes 30 to 45 days for a house to go under contract. In some areas in Atlanta, we're seeing 18 days, we're seeing 15 days. So having the right paper is super important. And when I say paper, I'm talking about pre-approval or pre-qualification. The right paper in this market at the 18 days is a pre-approval. So you need to be ready before you fall in love with the home. And that's why the pre-approval process is so important. Because the reality is if you wait to find the right house, then get a pre-approval, you potentially could lose out on that house that you really wanted. And I've had people have this situation happen. Very recent, and it hurts. It's not the best feeling. It's super important to always be prepared before you look at houses. And the pre-approval letter, honestly, the reason why it's so important to do it before, it must be accompanied with your offer that you intend to buy this house, and here's this pre-approval paper to support that I am ready and I am able, and I've went through some high level understanding of my financial situation to prove to my lenders that I am a good shot to purchase this home. Pre-approvals are great because there's something called a lock-in rate. So you do a lock-in rate, it's not just only gonna be good for today. The easiest way to think about this is, hey, if I got a pre-approval today, it's locked in for a certain amount of days. Typical ranges is 30 to 60 days. Honestly, I would say my partners that I work with is typically from 60 to 90 days. So the great thing is, once you show that pre-approval and you say, hey, I got a 5.75 interest rate, that's good for about 60 to 90 days. And the timing of your pre-approval matters. So that means once you get that pre-approval, we need to start, because what we're seeing in the market volatility, that 5.75 today, that 5.75% today, in about 90 days could be 6.35%. And that doesn't sound like a lot in the percentages, but that could be the difference from anywhere from $30 to $75 a month in your mortgage payment. And if you are financially cognizant of your monthly payment, that could be the difference between you buying a house and not buying a house. So getting a pre-approval protects you from sudden interest rate spikes, as I discussed earlier, but also a good lender will help you strategize to help you lock in the right rate at the right time and under the right product. As I told y'all, we are doing micro series. As I told y'all, we are doing micro series. So for this micro series, we're wrapping it up in 8 minutes. And this is great, right? Because your biggest takeaway from today's session is two things: pre-approval versus pre-qualification. Pre-qualification is less than a pre-approval. Yes, I said it. A pre-approval is something that they actually ran your credit. They looked at your W-2s, they looked at your tax returns, they understand your debt situation, your debt to income ratio. Which your debt to income ratio, for lack of better words, really means your gross income minus, your gross income divided by your debt. And when you hit those numbers, what happens is you get a percentage. And for different loans, we'll give you different percentages. As I talked about last week about different types of loans, conventional loans are, you have a lower debt to income ratio, but you get better interest rates at times. And FHA, they're a little more forgiving with your credit, and you may be able to get a higher debt to income ratio. So super important to really understand those two things. But in closing, pre-qualification, like the game of telephone, I'm just gonna tell you what I need you to hear because I need you to hear it, and I need you to give me the answer that I wanna hear. And pre-approval is like, okay, I need you to show me some papers, show me your documents. And the reality is, if you're in a competitive market like Atlanta, a pre-approval is weighted better than a pre-qualification. If you are in a slower market, some people may entertain pre-qualifications. I'm gonna be honest, as a licensed realtor, if I'm selling somebody's house and I got two offers, one with the pre-approval and one with the pre-qualification, I would not look at the pre-qualification. Let me not say that. I would review that with my seller and I would inform them the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. More times than not in those cases, the seller will go with the pre-approval because the pre-approval person was already vetted. As we conclude for today, listen, you see a bunch of QR codes on the screen. And honestly, I don't even need you to scan all of them, but if you do, Thank you. I appreciate that. But the reality is that if you are interested in entering the home buying process, use your phone, use the camera. You may be on your phone, so you can just go to liveandgatherhomes.co/contact and reach out to me. We can book a free discovery call. I'll learn a little bit about your information. I have vendors and partners that are here to help you. Even if your credit isn't ready yet, I have vendors that can help you improve your credit as well. So if you're interested in wanting to get into that process, use your phone, take a picture of this side. But if you're feeling froggy today, you're ready to say, hey, I want to do a discovery call with this guy, but I also want to just check him out. On the right-hand side of your screen, I have all of my social media handles, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Live&Gather Homes. That's LIVEAND, Gather, GATHER, Homes with the S at the end, HOMES. All handles. So I make it easy for you. But I hope that you all enjoyed this week for week 4. If you haven't, and this is your first week, I got 3 weeks available for you. And if this is your 4th week, welcome back. We got more to talk about because we've been talking a lot about the finances. We've been talking about the pre-approvals. We've been talking about credit scores, and all that stuff sometimes can be stressful. But the next thing we're getting into, we're going to start talking about when we get into the home buying process. You got pre-approved, you got the paper. High five, let's go get you a house now. And we'll start talking about some of the things to look at throughout this series, the haves, the must-haves, the don't-haves, what I don't need, the non-negotiables, all that good stuff. I hope y'all have a great day, and reach out to me in the comments or reach out to my email or book a discovery call if you have questions. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.